Honestly, sometimes you think some people are having a laugh with this whole gender fluidity movement. It's a laugh when it's not actually being used to bully people like Jess Hoyle, who we talked to just before. This week, American singer Demi Lovato, who has said that she's changing her pronouns, but she's changing them again because last year, when she was promoting a new album, she then announced she was non-binary and her pronouns were they and them. But now, those pronouns, she's a she again. They is a she again. Demi Lovato says she's adopted the pronouns of she, her. Last year she said, my energy was balanced in my masculine and feminine energy, but recently I've been feeling more feminine. So I've adopted she, her again. Joining me is Daisy Cousens, a Sky News contributor and YouTube celebrity herself with her own video channel. Daisy Cousens, thanks for the time. 2 years ago, Demi Lovato was a she. Last year she was a they. Today she's a she again because she's feeling feminine once more. What does this tell you?
Well, Andrew, this tells me that Demi Lovato obviously has a deep, rich and interesting inner life and an innate sense of self-awareness that the rest of us can only dream of having. And I absolutely envy her that inner gravitas that she obviously has. It really is quite extraordinary. And look, Andrew, you know what? I've always said that as a person, in all seriousness, if you feel that the way you can achieve your highest sense of self and be most comfortable with yourself is identifying as something that is neither a man nor a woman, God bless you. You know, you do you. But the problem only arises, as you mentioned, not that Demi's doing this, but the problem only arises when the movement is used to bully people. But look, in the case of Demi Lovato, she's actually copping a little bit of hate online with people speculating about the timing of this announcement. You mentioned in May last year, for instance, she changed her pronouns to they, them, which was around the time she'd released an album. She's actually got another album coming out in a couple of weeks, and people are saying, oh, well, look, you've done the same thing, changed your pronouns around the time of an album launch. But the thing is, let's be real, though, Andrew. If you're a Demi Lovato and you're a superstar with a brand, why wouldn't you do it? I mean, celebrities have been drumming up human interest stories, since time immemorial to promote products that are coming out. I mean, why wouldn't Debbie bring it up at this exact point in time? So you know what, Demi? You live your best life, girl, and I really wish I was evidently that centered because I'm a hot mess in my inner life compared to her.
Oh, for heaven's sake. But also, you know, how can you take it seriously when someone's, male, female, them, their, her, whatever, with like a regularity of a stoplight? I mean, you know, we're supposed to then track what Demi Lovato is feeling, particularly girly today. Oh, she, you know, not so, or they. I mean, it's ridiculous. I tell you what, I've decided on my pronoun, call me sir. Yeah, that's all I want. Just call me sir. Actor Will Smith,
yes, sir,
belted comedian Chris Rock in the face during the Oscars 4 months ago. Daisy, we talked about it at the time. I'm amazed he wasn't thrown out in charge, but he's a Hollywood star, so you don't do that. But it's now issued this very strange and woke apology to Chris Rock.
I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself. All right? I'm human, and I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit.
Daisy, here's my question about this apology, where it seemed to me that Will Smith's primary motive here was not to feel bad about himself. It wasn't to apologise to Chris Rock. It was to preserve his self, love. How can you be deeply remorseful for hitting Chris Rock in the face in front of a huge audience without feeling ashamed of yourself?
Yeah, it's a pretty weird apology video and a pretty strange sentiment because the thing is he should feel ashamed of himself. He should feel remorseful and ashamed of himself because what he did was unbelievably shameful. And the thing about shame, Andrew, is that in the right dose, it's an incredibly constructive emotion because it's a natural human incentive to not repeat the behavior that you're feeling shameful about. So if he's trying not to feel ashamed of himself, well, he's kind of shooting himself in the foot in a funny sort of way. I don't know what weird kind of celebrity self-love thingy he might have going on, but that is not the way to atone for something he did that was incredibly wrong and totally unacceptable. And look, speaking, of Chris Rock, what a class act he still is. Like, he moved on, he didn't make a fuss, he hasn't played the victim since then. And in fact, Andrew, he's been apparently mining the incident, at least indirectly, for comedy bits in his current world tour. And my favorite line that I have heard from him so far, I've got it written down. He said the other night, anyone who says words hurt has never been punched in the face. And that really did tickle me pink, Andrew. I thought that was very funny. So interesting all round.
Daisy Cousens, thank you so much for your time.